Ramblin man here. Okay, so I am going to go through and pretend that I wanted Biden as president. Okay, let's just start there. First off, before I get there, subscribe, comment, share. Make sure you push that like button. It is not that hard. Please subscribe, because I'm going to keep getting better and better at this, and you don't want to miss this stuff. All right, so here's the thing. Let's get into this right now. Let's talk about let's pretend that I wanted Biden as president, okay? And let's pretend I voted for him. And now that he's in there, and I'm trying to take an objective view here, right? So in my mind, I voted for him. Did I get what I voted for? If I voted for him based off the fact that I didn't want to vote for Trump because he hurts people's feelings and he's rude, okay? Let's just keep it real. And he flies off and just says things that, come off as mean. They're not really articulated sometimes. And basically, he doesn't fit the mold for what we see as a president, what a president should be. But I can almost guarantee you, if you look back through the 1800s, as we first had presidents and stuff, I doubt they were all 7 years ago. Yeah, you had those speeches, but you still, if they had Twitter accounts or something, I'm sure there would be stuff out there you're like, what? I can't believe that person said that. Because they were not concerned at that point. They were not concerned with what people really thought of them being politically correct. There was no politically correct back then. Whatever they wanted to say, they said it. And they did it because they were in a time that they were getting their freedom from the UK, from Britain, right? So they were getting their freedom from Britain, so they did not care about what anybody thought, because they're trying to get people behind them and say, hey, this is what we want to do. We want to raise awareness that this is what we want to do, and we get people behind us, and let's fight for our freedoms. Now we are sitting where we voted in Biden in January. He took office, right? And so he's already made it past his first 100 days. And if I'm that person that voted for Biden, I'm sitting here thinking to myself, I don't see him very much. But I can't say that with any kind of confidence that I would be like, man, he's doing just a fantastic job. Because, so I live in Texas, so say I did vote for Biden, I would think, why is my president not responding to any of the calls for help on the border? Why is my president going against everything that I am believing in regard to, people getting on with their lives, people in Texas being able to vote the way they want to vote, have control the border, the COVID issue, here, because being in the state of Texas, I get to see a lot more of what happens around Texas. It's not like we're up north. Each state, it's different. Wherever you're at, it's like a whole different culture, right? And you know that because if you ever go to a different state, sometimes you deal with culture shock because you're like, man, this is crazy. But living here in Texas, one of the things I've found is that my priorities are different from someone up in the north. And so as a president, you have to have the mindset of, though, your priorities are whatever your people need, right? So even if you're totally aware of what's happening up north, you have to be aware of what's happening down south. Now, with that being said, I just don't feel like people probably in the South right now, when you see all these people like Florida, Georgia, Texas, Arizona, New Mexico, all these people, like, even if they voted for Biden, we're going through right now, and you're having a lot of this, where are you, Biden? Where are you, Kamala? It's just very hard for me to understand how someone that did vote for Biden can still sit there and with a honest, keep a straight face and saying, oh man, he's done such a great job. What has he done? He distributed vaccines. He has distributed vaccines. He didn't have them made. No, that would be under Trump that they were started that way. Because if you're going to blame someone, your past predecessor, if you're going to blame that person for all the things that are going bad because he started it, then you have to stick with that same agenda. When you're talking about that, you have to stick with the fact that everything that's going good is because of him as well. Not because you came in. If you could not turn this place bad in 100 days or more, a little bit more than 100 days, then how are you going to turn it good in a little more than 100 days? Especially if you're not even seen. Explain that to me. You can't. That's what we're doing. You can't explain that to me. So I didn't vote for Biden, but I'm just saying if I did, I'd be very disappointed in where I'm at right now. And there's no way with a straight face I could say, like, man, that guy has done just wonders. I'm so glad I voted for him. I would be upset that I voted for him. I would be like, man, what did I do? I put him in office. And then his running mate, Kamala, when they went through and she was trying to get, in the primary, she was trying to get elected as president first, right? And only got 2% of the vote. 2%. That means for every 100 people that voted, only 2 wanted her as president. But yet, oh, and also let's not leave out this fact. These are facts, okay? These are facts, not my opinion. She accused Biden of being a racist. She also accused him of so many different other things when they were going against each other. Dig it up. Look at Kamala and Biden when they were debating. Okay, it's quite funny, to be honest with you. And then let's be honest, why he chose her. He said, I chose her because she's fully capable. No, he chose her because she was a person of color and she's a woman. So if he couldn't get the votes by himself, so he got some votes from people that just were tired of Trump. You have some far left people, let's say about 30% of the population is far left, and they're like, I'm voting Biden. Okay, so you got 30% of the vote just like that. Then you take those people that are in the middle or on the fence, and you put a woman as your vice president, and they're like, oh, we need a woman vice president. Bam, there you go. Now we have a woman vice president because you get some of the people that were on the fence that are women. Now they're going to be like, you know what, I don't really care for Biden, but, you know, he's not really all there. He'll probably be out of there. And then, hey, we'll have a woman president. You have those. Then you have the people of color like, you know what? Obama did nothing for our community. But maybe this person of color will. And to vote just based off of that, if that doesn't scream racism, I don't know what does, okay? But here's the thing. If you are a person of color and you vote for someone just because they're a person of color, that's ridiculous. Like, there's a lot of people of color that I would like to see as president, vice president. I mean, it started back with Colin Powell and Condoleezza Rice. Those people are amazing. Ben Carson's good. I just don't think he's, in my opinion, this is an opinion, not a fact. In my opinion, I don't think Ben Carson's strong enough. Like, just, he didn't bring that presence of, boom, the hammer, okay? But beyond that, great guy. I think he's amazing. I think Candace Owens is awesome. I think she's still young, and she's still one of those things where she's not ready for presidency yet. I mean, I love her, but I think she probably is targeting more like 2028, 2032. But I think it'd be awesome. But to vote on someone based off of their color is ridiculous. To vote on someone just because you think someone else hurts their feelings, because if you look at, like, I'm not a big Trump fan as far as a person. I think he's a piece. But I do think he did a lot of really good things for the government. And now, let me just tell you, I have a friend that works in foster care and pretty high up in there. And so one of the things is that they're dealing with right now, just speaking to the border a little bit, is people are refusing to take foster kids in because they can get more money for taking unaccompanied minors. So again, here it is. We're taking care of illegals ahead of our own citizens. And that in itself is sad. So Biden has some things to work on. And I'm not saying that he's all bad. I'm just saying I don't think he has much of a backbone. He doesn't really stand up to anyone. Who's really in charge? Who is taking control of things? He talks every once in a while, and he does okay when the teleprompter's slow. But if it speeds up, he's in trouble. If he takes random questions, he gets discombobulated. He can't speak. It reminds me of you see so many things like from is it Bruce Almighty or whatever, and he's like, you know what I'm talking about when Jim Carrey does that. But it's, I mean, let's be honest, we are dealing with someone that I don't feel like really cares about America so much. Think about this. So Donald Trump, this is just my little Trumpism here. I don't know if you call it Trumpism, but my little take on Trump real quick. As far as Trump is concerned, do you know why he ran for president? It was not an ego trip. It was not he didn't need the money. Did you know he took $1? Because I think he had to take like $1 of, and the rest of it he donated. He never took a penny beyond that $1 of income because he didn't need it. And here's the thing. He lost money when he took the presidency because his businesses weren't being run the same way he would have run them. He lost a lot of money, especially with the economy and stuff, right? So his real drive for being president is he was tired of watching politicians run the place. So that's where we're at. We're talking about a guy that put himself in there because he wanted in there because of the fact that he wanted change. And he wanted to make America great again. Because why? Because he believes in America, and he believes in the things that I do as far as America is great. We take it for granted. We look at too often at things going on in other places, and we think, oh, look at these guys, these poor guys. We're always worried about the other guy. I think it's a good thing to have, that kind of a mindset. You know, you don't want somebody to be suffering, and you want people to, you want to be able to speak up for the little guy. But the biggest thing is, like, when it comes down to that, we don't have a dog in the fight all the time. It's not like we have to stand up for every underdog out there. I mean, think about all these different countries. They're going to have their own problems. They have civil wars. They have unrest. All these different things. But that being said, why does America always have to be involved? Because we need to get our own things straightened up first before we start worrying about other countries. That's my opinion on that. So, had I voted for Biden, I would definitely not be happy right now. And if you are, please comment. I'm not going to rip you and be like, oh, you're a loser. Nothing like that. And I don't want any hate. I just want you to tell me. Sorry, somebody is calling me. I just want you to let me know, why did you vote for Biden? Are you happy with where he is right now? And if that's the case, let me know. Just let me know in here. I want to know what drove you to vote for him, or drove you not to vote for Trump. And if that's the case, you can close it, it's fine. And then if that's the case, are you happy with what he's done so far? Because like I said, if I had voted for Biden, I'd be kind of pissed. So that's my take on it, guys. Let me know what you think. Like I said, subscribe, comment, share, like. Ramblin' Man out.